Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today we have Borodino. Now, of course, this is not going to be the normal cores on Borodino. Today, the clans that are playing, the 7E and the GI clans, they're taking the 1809 Österreich cores. So yes, there's Russians on the French side fighting against the Austrians and British. But before this battle kind of gets intense, let us go over the cores that we'll be playing here. So first, for the Imperial side here, the 7E, they're going to be bringing a 6-point, what is this? Yeah, this is the 6-point Russia. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. You have an 11-point Lan, a 10-point Davout, and an 8-point Lefebvre, the Bavaria. On the Coalition side, played by the GI clan, you have 11-point Liechtenstein, 9-point Bellegarde, 8-point D'Este, and 7-point Hope. Hope being the 7-pointer being the British. Now, as you can see here, we have a heavy concentration of the French on this right-hand side, Lan and Davout pushing cavalry corps by the Russians, 6-pointer. They are going to be doing a lot of support, I imagine, in this battle. And then, of course, you have the 8-pointer Bavaria, and he is going to be moving entirely from the left to the right-hand side. It looks like so far this is definitely going to be a very focused right flank, and that does make the most sense for this battle. I mean, the right side has a nice sweeping plane. Of course, the coalition defending, they are probably going to, if I'm gonna make some guesses here. I imagine their first line of defense is not going to be in the reabouts here. They're probably going to back up all the way to this river and use the river that goes all the way across here and use it as their first line of defense. We'll see how the French can push here. I expect to see some aggressive pushes across the plain. Maybe the main fight will take place in this field over here. Obviously, the reason I say that just because the focus here, left side entirely, France does not have anything even on the right, and you have an Austrian army here. I don't know where they're going to be. I don't know where Liechtenstein is or Bellegarde. They're going to be the largest armies here on the field. So it'd be interesting to see. Very interesting to see. We don't have a lot of forces still showing, just a lot of French, which, you know, nothing wrong with seeing the beautiful French columns pushing here. Horse artillery, more and more. I mean, you can even actually, you can get, this would be an epic view. Maybe my computer will render it, maybe not. Look at that. You have a massive corps marching in the background while the French main force of Lan and Davout push here. France pushing down the road here. We are starting to see some of the Austrian corps revealing their positioning. I imagine they will be falling back. They are outnumbered currently. Horse artillery firing though. And the rest of Davout pushing, taking this left LOC to them be able to push out. We'll see. They probably only going to get one shot before they're going to have to move, immobilize once again. But watch that cutting in here, trying to cut off maybe some of the Austrian corps. We're seeing a little bit more of that coalition cavalry, the British.
We have taken the buildings up.
Holding the center. And artillery on that reabout as well, firing. One of the historically bloodiest battles, so it'll be interesting to see if this will still be. I love the mood here. It's like the sun is kind of up, like late morning maybe, crisp and early, still maybe. Yeah, sun's bright, man. But yeah, the French still just gonna keep rolling on this right hand side, keeping that high ground, keeping the low ground to their left, and they're not even pushing that hard here yet. But I mean, at this point, the Austrians definitely know what's happening here. They have to know. They have seen forces approaching. I mean, they're hidden, but not all of them are hidden. Hopefully the coalition are ready for this. I love the screen here. You got the Russian cavalry just screening that left side, keeping artillery and infantry safe. We're going to maybe have some infantry rushing forward to shoot at some of these Austrian cavalry, Ulanen. Oh, that's cool looking. Yeah, look at that. They're in like the fog almost, or the dust. Ooh, getting a nice volley on the Austrian cavalry. Gonna scare them off a little bit. And then just keep advancing. Keep them at an arm's length, making sure they know that they are not going to get a chance to make any effective attacks so far. Look at this. Look at this. They have so much here. I don't think the coalition are ready at all for what's coming towards them. Now we do have artillery, it looks like, set up here. Yeah, they don't look like they've deployed at all. They are not ready at all. That concerns me. Artillery is not even in a position to fire. Probably the Austrian line is still there. Oh yeah, look at that. They're not deployed yet. They're probably still waiting. Of course, I'm not talking and saying that they're failing at their job here, but no way. Oh no. Austria losing. Oh no. That truly has got to be the greatest disaster so far in this battle. Losing 2 artillery pieces, 4 guns total that could have really helped in the defense. I truly believe Austria was I think Austria was caught napping there. Unfortunately, watch out for the horse artillery. Oh, and some more cavalry over here fighting as well. Man, Davout really pushing here. Austria just getting out-tasked here. Horse artillery gonna run away. Infantry are gonna try to get themselves away from this, as some lancers, Ulanen fighting some hussars. Definitely not gonna be in. Oh, Austria's gonna lose his cavalry. More flanking cavalry. Gussares coming in. They're not even gonna be needed. But already I am seeing a concerning amount of pressure from several French corps here. Now we'll see if these guys can break some more of these, what looks like Jaegers. If anything, they're going to time up, and now these poor infantry are going to get caught in between the cavalry here. I think it's a little too much for this Gussari to chew off. Yep, and they're going to have to fall back. Austria trying to hold this river crossing, still not deployed. I think they're probably going to fall back from this. I do not think they're going to be able to hold this river crossing. They do not have the capability right now to defend their lines, as more and more cavalry pouring in. I think we're going to see a retreating fight until Austria gets the rest of their corps up. I see another corps pushing this direction. Hopefully the British are as well, but they've kind of still standing their ground. What I really want to know is, where is the 8-pointers general? Because if they are keeping their general over here, maybe the British will stand their ground while the whole rest of the corps pulls over to the other side. Who knows? Either way, though, a lot of cavalry and infantry here.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
All massed up, ready to go, just waiting for the word. Waiting for them to say when. There's more horse artillery still, but that's about it. Now there's more Austrian cavalry you can see now showing up. This is not Liechtenstein. I would guess this is either De Este or Bellegarde. But I don't think this is Liechtenstein. And I'm curious if Liechtenstein is... I bet you he brought the grenadiers, not the heavy cavalry. Maybe he brought some of both. Who knows? But once again, the Russian corps going in, trying to harass this Austria.
We have killed their generals.
Uh-oh.
Now they must break.
Uh-oh. Oh, Bellegarde. This is Bellegarde. He lost his general. How? Either way, you can see, oh, man, this Austria is suffering already. These Khazars have broken one. These pioneers are these Jaegers. Yeah, they're light infantry. But yeah, already, yes, France getting the perfect opportunity to push across now. They have pushed back the Austrian army. And so begins the attack on more even ground here. I would not be surprised. Yeah, there's infantry in this LOC. They may avoid it. They may not. Who knows? Still, so far, mostly Lan advancing. Davout is still pushing for that flank here. Look at this massive wide flank. If you look at the entire battle here, there's just so much Imperial focus here on this flank. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the coalition kind of dispersed themselves a little bit more. Now we do have a Austrian army, hopefully gonna be reinforcing right here. They have roads to kind of connect them. But here we go. This is kind of dead even ground. I'm seeing cavalry out in front with infantry to support. I expect we will see a cavalry charge very, very shortly here. And then infantry pushing as well. Now look at this. A lot of dragoons massed up. And the light infantry pushing forward. We have a lot of light infantry columns pushing forward. Austria trying to keep away until they have more favorable odds, but I suspect we're gonna see a push from Russian Cav Corps, and we see it all along. Ooh, hold on, let me get it. This would be a cool picture. This would be a cool picture. See the British in the background? Oh, that's just beautiful. Where are they going? I'm seeing a lot of cavalry. And here they go, right into the Austrian line. Was not even turning to face them. Now, cavalry will counter the Russian Cavs, so they're probably not going to do a whole lot there. Now, I don't know if they form square, but Austria is still trying to get away, guys. They're rushing forward some light infantry to get a volley up, but they're probably going to cycle cavalry in and out. Now, I do see mobilization from the British, but in the opposite direction. In fact, there was more distance being created between the Austrians and British, and probably the French are going to capitalize on this huge gap. Unless there is truly an Austrian line just waiting here, then maybe Austria is trying to fall back to the tree line. Maybe. Ooh, is this Grenadier? I don't know. Maybe this is Bellegarde. Or no, Bellegarde's right here. Maybe this is De Este or Liechtenstein. Either way, guys, there is probably a Austrian corps hiding in this tree line. Now, maybe they are also strung out along here. This would be the perfect ambush. If they could capitalize on this, if Austria has troops ranged right here, and they just pivot in, Crossyears, Grenadiers be perfect. They're pushing here, and then they come out of the tree line and just smack in the flank and then counterattack in the front. I would love to see that, if that is at all possible. And I doubt it, though. We do have a big cavalry push here. Oh, man. Austria not going to foot that very well. Now he is going to get some cavalry, I think, on the defense. Oh, they do break that first dragoon unit. More French pushing in here. There's squares being formed, but now they're going to rush for light infantry. Some assault columns making their appearance here. So France is going to get a lot more serious about trying to push an engagement before Austria is ready. Obviously, their columns are pushing with a lot more intensity. Getting up close here. Oh, no. Bayonet charge that light infantry unit. Man. Austria is struggling here. And here we go. The melee starts. And the cavalry. Now we do have a counter cav charge here. Some hussars trying to stop that dragoon unit, but it still makes impact to the Austrian line. This is where things are going to get very bloody very quickly. That unit's about to break, guarantee you. I mean, the 6-pointer is losing some of their cavalry against repeated charges against the Austrian line here. But you can see France is just cooking the Austrian line. And they don't have a general. And Lan seems to have an excellent push going here. Oh my gosh, we're going to see a mass rout by the Austrians. This is bad for the coalition. The GI have not gotten a good stand so far. They're just... The maneuvering is definitely against them. Now, this whole corps could come back if the coalition get a chance to let their, don't get chased down. If coalition's men run away and the French ignore it, they could potentially still hold this. Now, we are starting to see more. I think this is Liechtenstein here. Yep, here's Liechtenstein's corps. Grenadiers finally getting themselves sort of into the action here. Unfortunately, the left flank folding a little bit. I think D'Este, if I were to guess. The 8-pointer probably is now here to back up the Austrian line. Artillery can make it very difficult for the time being. Of course, there's probably a lot of French in this left flank. Their left flank left wide open. Now, there is a reserve line here, and the French are going to have to be careful how they push. Artillery in the center, you can start making them may have to pause a little bit. Now, we also have Bavaria now pushing. The British have probably reformed their line here. They're going to face off against the Bavarians. Here we go, that left flank I was talking about. Artillery getting routed. But Austria sends in Hussars, turning into quite a Borodino-looking battle, quite honestly, though. But, I mean, yeah, we have a nice, solid line holding. Hopefully they have cavalry. Austria has cavalry here. There's cavalry right here to stop any flanking, because, I mean, the French could turn this flank very easily. Now they're going to push into the tree line. Tree line being a very much more difficult push, potentially. As your men don't run as fast, they get slowed down here. I'm not sure what Liechtenstein's trying to do. He's marching right in front of this French line. That's France getting some free shots on the grenadier columns. And they have some very thick lines of infantry. I feel like I'm pretty good at predicting things. I did say it would be a fight right here, and that's where it appears the fight is carrying on. Now, in the tree line, this left flank's probably going to slow down. I imagine we may have Lannes just engaging in a standing line fight here. Not a lot of big pushes being made. I think we will see some action in the center, and we do see Davout pushing towards the center. Cavalry from the Russian corps is poised potentially to make another attack. He has lost some of his cavalry in previous assaults. The artillery just shattering through this grenadier column. Liechtenstein taking some losses already, but we will see. He may make some game-changing attacks here. Looks like some cuirassiers. But we do have... Ooh, oh my gosh, no. This is gonna... Oh my gosh, this hurts my soul. The artillery did an excellent job. They're gonna break this crosshair before they even make impact. Alright, what's Liechtenstein gonna do now? Are they gonna try to get in a melee? They're getting just brutalized by artillery, strategically placed by Bavaria and France. France has artillery here and two right here, and they're just going to be just sending shot right through this grenadier line. It's gonna start telling over the next few minutes. Over here, it's hard to see with the smoke, but oh, we have some cavalry harassing the light infantry contingent sent out in front to start shooting up this Austrian line. We still have that line fight between Lannes and the Austrians. And actually, I think we have some Austrian cavalry that was harassing the right flank, trying to slow down any attack made to swing around and pivot. And some else I want to point out here, a lot of these troops that we're routing are not. That means Bellegarde has reserves. They are tired probably, but they are there. Now, I want to see the British push here. I want to see them. They need to be pressuring as much as they can this flank. Now, of course, you see the Bavarians are sending infantry to reinforce here. The British getting to really focus down this side here. Liechtenstein in the center, wisely pulling back this artillery. Is just going to focus down those columns, and it's going to start telling. Already has a lot of dead grenadiers. We can't afford to lose that many grenadiers. And now you have Lannes pushing forward. Davout massing up for an assault. Grenadiers poised to throw themselves into this fight here. What a beautiful looking battle. Austria still holding that flank. I expect we'll see a push here once again. The British have forced back the Bavarians, but Bavaria doesn't have to even fight this. Let the artillery do the work for a while. Like, it will start telling on this Austrian line. Now, these are 3-pounders, so they can't shoot super far. If Liechtenstein gets away from that line, that'll be fine. I'm looking at this mass of infantry with row upon row of reserves poised to strike. Now that artillery is going to be a problem. Cavalry going into the Austrian line. Some dragoons. And Austria would like probably to keep a line fight going, but France obviously needs to force, they need to force a melee. That is what they will excel at, and here we go. There it goes. Look at this. Cavalry going in to try to tie up the line, while a line upon line, an assault column. It's not a pretty sight, you could say. But they're going to go into it. That's the style, sir. And here we go. Now there are some reserves in the back, but still, this Austrian line is about to get hit by something they do not want to get hit by. And here we go, the first advance. Some infantry going to push up. Man, look at the concentration of French infantry here. And here it goes. Oh, maybe that won't stop him still. But yep, there we go. The Austrian line breaks yet again.
Our men are running, sir.
Yet again. This Austrian line's gonna have to pull back. They're gonna get outflanked here. And look at this, they're just going to run into the back lines here. The routing Austrians are going to tie up and bind up these Austrian reserve lines, making it very difficult. General in danger, actually. Very, very close to that front line. Now, let's just check over here. The British, I haven't really given them a whole lot of attention.
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit of a different fight. You know, it's like a raging, bloody affair on the left in kind of more of an organized line fight. The center kind of having a break here. Lon has pulled back a lot of his forces. I think Davout taken... Yeah, Davout cycled his corps in. Probably to rest him up. Austria needs to stop this. They need to be able to stop this. Now, just like France is running into some issues over here. Cavalry's tying up some of their tirailleurs. Now they're winning over here, though. They went to melee all along the line. And now they have an opportunity to push here on the left. I feel like Austria should entirely pull back here to here. Redraw the line. Things are not going well for them in the tree line. They're holding. It's not turning into a mass rout yet, but it is definitely hurting. They managed to actually save a bit of their line here. France seems to be just going with a steady rhythm instead of a partial. What's happening here? Some Austrians in the back line. French are going to watch out for that. We can see from the French perspective. I've been watching the coalition side. Usually I watch from the defenders side, but let's check it out from the French side. A victorious push so far. Oh yeah, the Grenadiers. What are you guys getting in the fight? Now they are being cautious. This corps, I believe is the corps I had in my last video. The Austrians just absolutely wrecked the French. So, I mean, they are taking it carefully because, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same corps. Although, maybe not. I don't know. Killer wasn't taken in this, so I'm kind of curious if this is not the actually same corps. Either way, though, Austria is not to be taken lightly. This artillery still firing here. They are starting to rack up some kills. I'm surprised they're not doing canister. Still, man. And we're out of the tree line, so finally out of the forest. I'm actually kind of glad of that. It's hard to see what's going on when the tree line's going, but still that concerning flank. I see Lon shifting. Maybe he's going to take the road and go for an assault. Davu's been in a line fight for quite some time. I do like their communication, how they seem to be cycling their corps in and out, trying to keep fresh men up on the attack. We have a cavalry move going for the artillery piece. Nah, they're not going to make it. Maybe this artillery... Nah, the artillery's not going to break. It needed to be done. They needed to take out this artillery piece. Oh my gosh. What did Liechtenstein do to this French army? He's just been focused by artillery this entire time. These poor grenadiers. All because they're wearing top hats. Bearskin hats, whatever. I mean, this long, drawn-out fight is why the probably the end results show such high casualties and kills on both sides. Because, I mean, in the very beginning, I was like, there's no way these kills are right. But now I'm seeing this, like, the Austrians are probably racking up some kills here. I do like to see we have some cuirassiers tying up the Austrian line and some infantry from Austria trying to defend as some cuirassiers getting shot in the side. Does not work. They still tried it though. Try to defend their heavy cav. Trying to pull the cavalry back, I think. We have the Bavaria going for a flank on Liechtenstein's corps. The British still kind of dueling it out here. Outnumbered as they are. Dueling it out with the Bavarian corps. Artillery way up here firing into... Man, okay, that's friendly fire if I've ever seen some. Or maybe that wasn't friendly fire, maybe. Man. Now, look at the dead piled up. Okay, there's some Austrians here as well, but the French have lost. These lines are written in dead bodies right now. Wow. Right here seems to be the hot spot where things do not go well. If you're in the French line here, you would be getting concerned that you may actually not make it through this battle. Looks like France is once again trying to attack here. Losing a couple more units, but they seem to still be committing to this fight. Austria is slowly getting chipped away at, but they are trying their best to hold. This left line is slowly but surely shrinking. Liechtenstein, I feel like Liechtenstein would be better spent over here where the melee keeps happening. I'm surprised light infantry are being used in melee, quite honestly, though. Surprised cavalry's not being used by either side a lot, honestly. Now here we go. So Liechtenstein has readjusted, but the British are starting to threaten any attack being put on Liechtenstein. Nice shooting angle. We'll see. I think Bavaria may actually try to get a nice attack here. I think the British notice it and they're pulling back the line so they don't have a flank exposed. While this attack is going well, you can see the French center is definitely taking a blow here. They've lost several units. They are starting to get hurt, but this right flank very victoriously advancing here. And we may finally see the artillery get put to rest. Cavalry on the attack as well. Square gets formed by these grenadiers. Liechtenstein now in the melee fight. Not a lot protecting the left anymore. There's nothing pretty much defending this left side for Austria. And this front line is probably going to disappear pretty quickly here. I see the French actually going for melee against grenadiers with their grenadiers. Ooh. That actually did not go super well. I mean, it did do something, but they lost some units. Several units. Wow. But Liechtenstein's getting tied up here. Flanking charge by Davout. Beautifully executed. Yeah, this is going to be a rout by these two grenadiers. And Bavaria still very much alive. I mean, they still have the core. I think it was very effective to send Laon onto this left side here, or right side for the French, as they just collapsed in that right side, and then with the right side collapsing, the center has begun to collapse as well. And you can see now, I think pretty much hope is the only one left. Now, maybe there is a secret. Could you imagine if there was a secret little core of, like, Liechtenstein has a reserve line, or, you know, Bellegarde has a reserve line or something of that sort? That'd be crazy. Now, of course, I may expect this not to be a battle. This may be a LOC victory. Who knows? Either way, let's appreciate the loss of life here. Rest in peace, all these brave souls. Man. This is becoming a very realistic Borodino battle, even if it wasn't the same cores, by how bloody of a fight this is. Here we go. Oh, look at them. The Highlanders. Speaking of which, I got my bagpipes. I've been playing them now for quite a bit. Been learning, practicing as best I can. I even have a kilt and stuff. It's pretty cool. Of course, I also did discover that I have, well, my mom told me that we have some Scottish Highlander blood, like a 15%. So, you know, it's in the family, I guess, already, which is kind of cool to discover. Not like that, you know, it's going to change and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm Scottish. But, you know, it was cool to find out that my family does have some Scottish in our bloodline, in our heritage. So, you know, made it a little bit more fun to learn the bagpipes and be like, oh, it's in the family past somewhere, you know. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to learn something new, challenge myself, as it were. But so it looks like the British, they're going to be the majority of the defense now. Like I said, unless Austria is hiding away a core over here somewhere. I suspect this may turn into an LOC victory type thing. There's 23 minutes remaining. The British, I'm not sure what their plan is right now. Still a bit of a clash going along the line, though. Hope's a fun core to play. Man. Yeah, they're starting to take a lot of LOCs here. You can see they're starting to lose the game. Yeah, the Highlanders, oh man. Highlanders going for a melee against cavalry. Oh no, now they're gonna get caught up. The brave Highlanders. Oh wow, look at this brave stand. They're totally, oh never mind. I was about to say, it's like, wow, look at them, they're gonna make this stand. Now they're gonna try to get themselves out of there if they can, which is definitely wise of them. Try to get themselves away from this fight, make a last stand on this reabout. I think they're going to. So, I mean, this kind of was, I mean, it definitely seems to have been more, the French were winning most of the fight. There was definitely that moment where the hold, it was pretty much a defensive fight for the coalition, and they put up a good defense. They didn't get wiped out all at once. It took them a while to actually beat the Austrians. So, you know, there's that, but definitely I don't think there was ever a shift of balance of power where it was a, wow, the Austrians could actually win this. It never got there. It came close a couple times maybe, but never truly came to that point which I swapped who I thought was going to win. But I mean, hey, the French won for once, or are going to win, I suspect. And usually my replays, the French lose. I don't know why it is recently, but Coalition were winning a lot of the battles recently. So it's nice to have a change of pace. Smoke is so thick. It's crazy. Like, look at that. You can't even see the back. You can barely see the back lines. But nice last hold here, as the French are going to collapse in on them from multiple sides, probably. Brave stand. Yeah, this is going to be a numbers game. I mean, numbers, quality doesn't truly matter. And then we, of course, have Davout's going to push that flank. Cavalry going to go for their artillery piece.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if they can get away. I don't think it's going to happen. Ah, there it goes. I'd push an infantry right now. Just push them in. Go for that center. It's weak. They're wavering. Just tighten the noose. Or the half noose. The hypotenuse. Just kidding. So I see scattered resistance. Like I said, it's probably going to end up being an LOC thing. The main battle is going to be over. They're going to form a square. Protective square.
Our men are running, sir.
Here we go. This is the defense you expect to see. Oh, there we go. Brave last charge here down the hill. Go Scottish. Scottish. Wow, did I say Scottish? He was trying Highlanders, Landers, and Scottish at the same time. But anyway. Alright, so. The rest of the British retreating here. I'm going to hit the fast forward button here because I don't think there's a whole lot else. It's over. It is over. Truly is over.
General, sir. Now they must break.
I don't know. It's still a fun battle. There were still some good clashes. I think this hold in the center, where I mean, it was definitely not a, like I said before, it wasn't like a wow, the Austrians are taking this back and all that. I liked some of the holds they had. They did what they could with what they had. Their left flank just got collapsed in on, and they were just dispersed, I think. And with reinforcements, I think, deploying from way back, trying to get into this fight, Bellegarde was kind of on his own for a while. And that made for a tough fight here. Looks like some British are trying to maybe take an LOC, but it's got this is the new system where if you take one, you can obsolete other ones. But there's too many roads leading out that the French have. They have this one. They could link to this one, to that one, and this one goes to this one and this one. They have it. Even if this one LOC fight is there, it's not enough.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah. So the British can take this one and it still not be a disaster for the French. Just like some French are making the British are making a last desperate defense here. Their corps has been kind of split up and broken up into pieces, it feels like. Now, numerical advantage was actually on the French side for this battle. Believe it or not, there was, you'll see with the results, but the French had way more infantry, way more manpower than the coalition did, which I think really helped them. They could just fling what they wanted and take the heavy losses that they took and still keep throwing their troops at the coalition. So sometimes the quality question, well, sometimes, quality does not win. Quantity does. Yeah, this is not going to matter. This is not going to matter. Once the fighting kind of dies down, I may watch a little bit longer, but I may just jump to the end. There's 12 minutes remaining. I love the birch trees on this map. Such a vibrant looking. I appreciate the beauty of this another defensive line by the British. Certainly giving it the best try they can. Yeah, look at this. The flank, they're getting shot at from multiple sides. It's just going to keep... Maybe they're going to make a last desperate defense by this LOC, but... yeah, they'll probably get away. This general, he's just getting defended by...
the men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
His squares. But yeah, like I said, guys, this is probably going to end up being... LOC only. And now, of course, there is this far side where they are fighting for the last location here, but there's no way that Austria can defend this. They are surrounded. I would surrender too if I was them. There's a lot of French waiting to just descend upon them. I mean, they're taking down several French units one at a time, but oh, do we have actually yeah, this British line is not going to make it. The encirclement is starting to compound here. They're getting too close. I would just stand and make a last fight here.
Our men are running, sir.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be recording this. Maybe I should just end it here. Because like I said, it's obvious who's going to win. Just my like perfectionism of wanting to get the battle totally done with, you know. At this point, I don't think much is going to happen. So I am probably just going to end it here. So, all right, guys. So a victory for the 7E against the GI clan. LOC victory. There was actually some forces still left. So you could argue that deathmatch option was also a victory for the French. There were still some units on the map though. So that's what they call LOC victory. But a good fight. Definitely not one of those close, intense ones where it was back and forth, a question of who was going to win. Excuse me. But here are the results. As you can see, we have on the French side, you have Captain, the Cav Corps with 447 for the kills. Harry, he was 11-point Lon with 2278. You have Quick Scratch, 10-point Davu with 1007. You have Limeni as Bavaria with 1115 for the kills. On the other side, you have the Emperor. He was Liechtenstein with 1092. You have Francis to say 1199 as Hope. You have Micah. I don't know. He was the D'Este 8-pointer 1600, and then you have Herzog. He was Bellegarde 9-pointer with 524. He got focused down pretty early on by the 2 or 3 cores. I think it was at least the Cav Corps plus the Lon, and that ended up being his undoing. He died pretty quickly there, but still a good battle. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. But that'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. You guys have a great history day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.